or you throw it out, and this is this action. You just basically throw it out. You don't care where it lands. Hi, thanks for submitting your report with us, and welcome to IELTS Juice. Let's start assessing your report. The diagram below shows the process for recycling plastic bottles. Okay, so that's it. It says only a diagram, and we are going to talk about the process that includes recycling plastic bottles. This doesn't give us more information, so we need to look at the visual right away. How plastic bottles are recycled. As you can see, I just first noticed the topic or the title, and then what I can see here is a series of events. They're numbered. The number 1 starts here, so I know I go clockwise, and then I follow all the patterns, all the visuals, all the way to number 9. So there are 9 steps. I also see that some machineries are used, like this one, like this one. There are ones that I can actually see, like this truck, and I see also some individuals. Now, basically, this is a process. In process visuals, what we do, we try to identify how it is arranged and how it is presented to us. One of the best significant points we can understand from this is the number of steps. Or maybe we can categorize them into certain categories, like, for instance, the steps before number 4 or the steps after number 4. And why number 4? Maybe I just, I find a reason for it. For example, instead of number 4, I'm gonna focus on number 5, because up all the way until this point, the bottles were intact. But from this point on, it's gonna crush the bottles, and from that point, it's not gonna have or maintain the shape of a bottle anymore. But basically, what I'm giving you right now is a strategy, something to follow and maybe analyze in your paragraphs. So for instance, before number 5 can go into one paragraph, and everything after number 5 can go to another paragraph. Let's focus on the answer. That's enough me explaining and analyzing things. The illustration depicts the method how recycling plastic bottle is done. Okay. Depict is a very good word. I like it. We are using the word illustration. It's, again, very good. It's a good word to use in this particular context. And how recycling plastic bottles is done. So this is nice. It's only one sentence. I don't like one sentence paragraphs. It's not a paragraph anymore. It's just one sentence, and it doesn't help in any way. We don't need a title. We don't need a heading, or I don't know, anything that you see at the beginning as if, yeah, this is my article, and you usually put it in the middle of a line. We don't. It's not an article, it's a report, but still. What I am saying here is that if you write one sentence and we just give spaces before and after that, it doesn't make it a paragraph. And also, IELTS doesn't want you to write any titles or headings. So basically, your very first thing you're going to write is going to be the introductory paragraph. So, I mean, this will form your very first thing you do at IELTS. No heading, and definitely not one sentence paragraphs. Overall, it is a cyclical, man-made process and consists of 9 phases. I love that. Correctly punctuated. It's cyclical process, man-made process, and it consists of 9 phases. I like this. This is a very good opening. Really like it. Bottles are broken down. I don't need the hyphen here. They are broken down. It's a verb. It's a phrasal verb. And we need the past, not the past format. We need the present participle format, past participle format of it, sorry. Bottles are broken, nothing, space, down into raw ingredients in order to produce items like containers and t-shirts. Beautiful. You pictured the whole process for me right from the beginning all the way to the end, and you also told me that there are 9 steps. My mind is now completely structured to the way that you actually want me to see the whole process. First of all, a person throws out a plastic bottle in a designated, okay, look, if you throw out something, you throw something out. Cool. But you don't throw it out in. You either threw something into something, usually into a basket, for example, or in a bucket. You throw something in a bucket, or you throw it out, and this is this action. You just basically throw it out. You don't care where it lands. It's very difficult to throw something out with the purpose that you don't care, but at the same time you actually care where it lands, and it has to land in a designated area. So this one is extra, or this one is extra. You decide, but the wording here needs a little improvement. A plastic bottle in a designated recycle bin. Recycle bin. Pin is something you put on a map, or you put on your coat or your jacket or your t-shirt, or your shirt, sorry. It's not a pin, it's a bin, like a giant basket, which a reprocessing truck or a collector truck picks up and empties into its container. Fair. In the recycling center, with the British spelling of center, it's correct, an employee selects which bottles are suitable for repurposing and discards, because we're talking still about an employee, and discards the damaged bottles that are unsuitable for reusing. This combination is not very natural, but it's okay. It serves the purpose. I totally understand the message. After that, very well punctuated. I see a beautiful semicolon here. It's correctly used. They are compressed into blocks. Yeah, they're compressed into blocks. And blocks. Yes, there are blocks. Compressing into blocks. Correct. From this, the cubes refer to the block. Okay. The cubes pass through 2 crushing wheels, which dismantle them into smaller pieces. I love the vocabulary range here. I really like it. I'm digging it. Them into smaller pieces. Next, I need a semicolon before next and comma after that, because this is a sentence. They are placed in a water-filled holder and washed. Very good. So there's a water-filled area or tank, and they are crushed and washed. Understood. Following that, the now clean pieces are hyphenated. I don't know why. The now clean. Because we can say the recently cleaned pieces, but the now clean, it's not wrong, it's just not very common. The now clean pieces are dumped in a pallet producing machine, this one is right, and subsequently heated. Very good. And then there is a lot of and now. I'm beginning to feel there is a little bit overuse of and. And then another comma here, raw materials are formed. Let's see. So they're, producing plastic pallets, and then these pallets are heated to form some new raw materials. Fine. Then in the 8th step, you have the raw materials at hand. The raw materials are molded to produce several products, such as containers, water bottles, t-shirts, pencils, and reusable bags. Yeah, bottles, containers, t-shirts, pens, and reusable bags. I mean, you didn't miss anything out. All the elements are here. That's beautiful. 158 words, definitely more than 150. Let's look at the band descriptors together. As I just said, you didn't miss any small detail here. Not a single one was missed. Bravo. This is perfect task achievement. All the process was reported. All the details were included. Even the teeny tiny little ones. I absolutely loved it. As for coherence and cohesion, your paragraphing has an issue, but paragraphing is not scored in task 1 unless you really want a high score, like 8 or 9. So this one is okay, but the things I told you still remain correct. So please work on your paragraphing. Logically organizes information. Yes, I like them. You said that you didn't use any sequences. You said the whole thing in one go. Like it's from the process number 1 all the way to number 9. And the 2 paragraphs didn't have the logic behind them, like why there are 2 separate paragraphs. If the 2 paragraphs were continuous, it was the same thing, because we started from number 1 and non-stop we went all the way to number 9. But if you want to have a sequential report, then you just need to divide it into sequences, and then you need to have a logic for that segmentation. It's a little harder, but that is going to help you get a higher score. There is a little bit overuse of the word and I understand. Usually for processes, and I understand, usually for such visuals, we have next, after that, subsequently, following that. We always have these words, and they come from the same nature. Like, this is A, what happens after A? Or B happens after A. And you need to come up with different discourse markers for that. I was okay with the range and the way it was presented. The discourse markers that you used, I really love them. Nothing wrong with that. Just a little bit, again, overuse of and towards the end. Vocabulary-wise, wide range, definitely. Not a very natural use of vocabulary, but skillful. Again, definitely. We had a couple of errors, but they were very rare. And I mean, I really enjoyed the vocabulary. I told you, I'm digging it. And as for grammar, we had a couple of punctuation mistakes, but they weren't affecting my understanding. So I wasn't at all confused. Everything was completely smooth. I just didn't see a wide range of grammatical structures. There were a couple of complex structures in the essay, and I really liked them, but the number wasn't very high. So don't be worried about that, because it's always better to write and execute a healthy grammatical style than just in order to push yourself to get a higher score. You might improve the range, but then the accuracy goes down, and then score may still remain at 7, or sadly it might go down even further. So what strategy you are doing for your grammar is fine. You don't have to change it any further. Well, it's a beautiful 7.5. I really enjoyed reading it. I absolutely believe this was a very good representative of the writer. So good job. And on that note, I wish you a lovely day ahead.